Hello and welcome back to the Tuesday Checklist, the show where these days we hop on a Zoom call and talk about some of our favourite games. This week, we're talking about times when we were left broken, those moments in games when we were pushed to our limits and beyond. I'm not on this week, but I would have chosen trying to make my settlers 100% happy in Fallout 4 because do you know what? If you don't like it here, you can always live in the wasteland! Anyway, I'm over that now, and coming in with a crash, Rosie's up first.
So, a moment that broke me in my years of playing games, I'm trying to think of a story I haven't told on Access before, and this is one that happened, I think it was probably last year or the year before. No, it must have been the year before. Either way, it was when I was doing the time trials in the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, when I was trying to get the platinums for all 3 games.
Oh.
And there was...
Understandable.
Yeah, see where this is going.
One blooming level that I think before I streamed, it was the last level I had to get the relic for, and it was Hanging Out, which is one of the levels where you're kind of when you're in the sewers, just to give you an image of what kind of level it is. So
yeah,
I can't remember what time I had to get in order to get the gold relic. I'm going to say gold because the platinum relic, I struggled to get the gold. Like literally, I think I even got it with just like a smidgen of time. But the level was so hard for me to get that I spent... My rule was, in order to save myself from stress, I would probably do, if I was feeling good, I'd maybe do 3 time trials in Crash 2, and then I'd call it a day, and then the next day I'll try and do another set. Like max 3, average 2. But with Hanging Out, I could spend 3 hours on that stage alone, back to back, just doing it again and again and again and again. And it just completely broke me to the point that I started singing to the game. But this is when I started singing to Crash Bandicoot. Which
That's what Dave does, isn't it? That's what Dave does when he's scared. He sings.
Same response, yeah.
So I was just at my home, just playing the level again and again and again, singing to Crash Bandicoot, and the only video evidence I have of this breakdown was that in order to make myself happy afterwards, I tried to do the time trial for Bear It, which is the time trial level, which is the level with Polar in it. Then I started singing to Polar, and my boyfriend was just like, what is she doing in there? And literally I'm just on the sofa, just playing the game, mindlessly singing to the song used in Bear It.
They should believe it all, Mr. Box 2, and then they go, there's a whale man, Polar's great, though he is my boy, it doesn't matter if we both die.
Because it's just so hard, because literally it's one of those levels where you have to hang on like one of the grates, and you have the little rat things with spikes, and if they're against you, if they're against your mojo of sprinting and running, you could be hanging there for like...
Against your mojo.
They're against your mojo, and you could be hanging there just like waiting for them just to go... in order for you to then try and quickly climb past, and sometimes you can try and squeeze through a gap, and then they're like, no, they're like coming back, and then they get you just so many times. It was those blooming robot rat cage things that just... And then you've also got the tunnels where you have the little motor rat things that just go like... And then there are barrels that are doing the swingy all the time in the tunnels, and there's so many things in that level that just everything's against you, and it completely broke me to the point that I just started stressful singing, and my hands were shaking many times, and I think that was a true level that actually made the thumbs in my fingers just go, I don't want to do it anymore, because they were just so sweaty and sore. That's why I'm thinking that this is the one that completely broke me to the point where I was just like, ah! And then just singing to the game. Just singing to make myself feel better.
It was the pause before the noise came out then.
Like when
I felt it.
You know when a baby is just really, really crying, and it does that bit where there's no sound coming out. And you know the scream's coming, and you're like, oh God, here it comes. So... the moment that broke me in a game, and I realise now there's nothing funny about this at all. It's just very, very sad.
Oh, you've made me laugh already. That's good.
Prepare yourselves.
Let's get that out of the way. Right,
prepare yourselves
myself.
for no laughter here.
Cool.
One sec.
That's why I tune in every week.
Also, prepare yourselves. If you're watching this video and you have not yet played the game Rhyme, and you would like to play the game Rhyme, I'm about to spoil the ending.
Wait, hands up if you've played the game Rhyme. Oh dear.
Oh
dear, oh dear.
well, Rosie and Ash, you can close your ears if you like, and I'll just speak to Dave. But Rhyme was a game that when I first saw it, I thought to myself, oh, that looks like just the kind of game I like to play to, chill out, very picturesque, beautiful art style, lovely music, sort of relaxed, quite short puzzle game that I can get through in like a weekend. And it is all of those things, and it's amazing, and I really recommend it. And I was just there playing it. Lovely water graphics in the opening area. You play this young boy, you wake up on a beach, and there's a little fox that follows you round, and he guides you through some puzzles, and I was just there like, isn't this just a lovely, lovely game? Exactly the kind of lovely game that I thought it would be. But as you go through the game, it gets less and less lovely. It starts to get a bit darker, and sort of Dave, you're laughing. It's not funny. It's just not a funny story.
Can't help myself.
And you start to get little clues, and the game sort of feeds you mysterious cutscenes and hints at what might actually be going on. And the sort of levels you go through start to get darker and darker. There's one in particular which is horrible and terrifying, which features this very angry bird-like monster.
I've edited many videos
constantly,
with the bird.
it's really terrifying. I might have even put it in a video about scariest things from non-horror games. Like it could easily have a whole horror game with this bird thing hunting you, and it would be terrifying. Anyway, the game progresses, and it gets even darker, and you get towards the end, and you keep seeing this scene of like a tragic boat accident, and you don't quite know how it relates to your character or what's really going on. And then you finally finish the game, and it turns out that the boy you've been playing the whole time died in this boating accident. And the whole game, and once you complete the game, each chapter has like a reveal of what the name of that chapter is, which you don't see, I don't think, before you start the game. And each chapter, I think there's like anger and denial. So like all of the chapters are like the names of stages of grief. And it turns out that the whole game has been like the father of your character has been him going through grief over his dead son. Dave, honestly,
it's not funny. It's not funny at all. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because you've picked like the most funny subject. I'm sorry.
It's supposed to be moments that broke us, so this really did break. Yeah. I was not expecting it at all. It hit me like a ton of bricks, this ending. And there's like incredibly moving scene at the end where the dad goes into the child's bedroom, and you see like little toys and things that sort of relate to your adventure. And the little fox from the first level, it's one of his toys. He's got like a little cuddly fox toy on his bed, and like the cloak that the boy's been wearing throughout the game, the father just sort of like holds it up to the window and he lets it go, and the cloak sort of like blows away, almost as if the father is letting go of his grief. I can't even, I'm choking up talking about it now. I was just enjoying a nice puzzle game, and it absolutely hit me.
Emotions?
Just horrible, a huge emotional wallop that I was not expecting at all. Like,
that's horrible.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
It's really horrible. It's an amazing game, though.
I come here for a nice time, not for this.
Well, I'm sorry I've spoiled it for you now, Ash, but it's a great game. A really, really fantastic game. But
it is great. I also really enjoyed it.
Not for the faint of heart.
It's a weird twist in that way, I suppose. In that it's not like it's because it's really sad. The twist is really sad.
It is really sad.
This really colourful game you've enjoyed. It's someone's grief.
I was expecting. I was expecting I thought there was going to be like it felt you could feel it coming. Like there's going to be a sad twist coming, but I was not expecting it to be the boy. The character that I've been playing of, and you know, it's a cliche to say it, but like, as a parent, there's nothing worse than imagining like your child dying. Like, it's horrendous. And yeah, happy.
Cool.
There you go.
Wow, great. Thanks so much for bringing this up.
Yeah, I hope I was glad to share that.
Next week we should do Tuesday checklist moments that broke me, and this will be one of them.
Yeah.
I think. This will be all of them.
Right, so my moment that broke me was a lot closer to Rosie's, and I feel like I've spoken about my emotional like burdens on the channel enough, as in the Last of Us Part 2 absolutely tore me to shreds and left me sobbing for hours, just lying on my sofa after I'd binged it. The grubs in Hollow Knight, there's a video on that. I've gone through that trauma.
I was going to say, how could you even top that? That was
just all of it's bad. All of it's bad in Hollow Knight. I care so much about everything, and everything bad happens to everything. So I've moved away from the emotional broken and gone to a moment that just turned me into like the dial-up like button, like, you know, like the noise of dial-up. That's what happened to me playing this. So
it's in you made the noises of the dial-up.
like I just feel like. And then like the little thing was on my head. It was it was basically
properly broken then. Properly broken.
This is like the clue, because I'm turning into hellfire here with my light. Was I started playing Doom 2016. And I really love Doom 2016. I think it is great. Dark, dirty, gritty, shotguns and nasty monsters. And it took me a while to kind of get to grips with the gameplay and to become good at it. But by God, I became good at Doom 2016. And I was shooting everything, having a wonderful time, got all the way to the end, finished it. And this was all in preparation for Doom Eternal. So, Doom Eternal came out. I'd been like absolutely mainlining Doom 2016, was all about it, knew all of like the monsters and lore, and was really invested in this Doom universe, was so excited for Eternal to come out. And stuck it in. The opening, best thing ever. Love the Doom opening, where it's just, I watched it before this and I was absolutely just bopping to the music going, ooh yeah, that's my groove. It's just so good. So I was like, I was pumped. My Doom guy was like, ugh! So I was like ready to go and smash demons to bits. I was so excited. Got in there. You do like this ship first. The gameplay has changed slightly, but not too much. Fine, get through, kill the Hell Priest, have a lovely time. That's tutorial done. Time for Hell on Earth, everyone. Hell on Earth is here. Oh, great. You see the massive looming monsters in the distance. All of the buildings are burnt out. The ground is charred, and all of these enemies are everywhere. And I'm alright, you know, I'm not doing too bad. Like, I'm shooting this guy here, shooting that guy there, demon getting popped. And I was like, you know, okay, I'm getting into my Doom guy again. I'm becoming good at the gameplay. And you go further ahead, and there's like this building that's been broken. You go through the building, and then it's like these ruins of like brick ruins. And in there is an arachnotron, which is the brain on spider legs.
No.
And it just savaged me straight away, and I was like, that's fine. We're learning, as you guys would say. We're learning. It's fine.
Not all of us would say that, but yeah.
And I'd load up again and be like, right, time to go and get the arachnotron. It's fine. I'm going to teach that spider a lesson. I'm going to teach it a lesson. So, oh my God, the light's going crazy in here. Sorry, the light is also feeling my pain about this. Because I went again, got savaged again. My health just absolutely depleted to nothing straight away. I was like, this is fine. This is a little bit humiliating considering I am the Doom guy, and, you know, I've just done Doom 2016 and I'm amazing at Doom. My headcanon was like, you know, you're the best at Doom, Ash. And then I go back to it and I was like, it's fine. Everybody has a hiccup. Everybody has a hiccup. Every time I went near this arachnotron, it was just instant death. I couldn't figure it out. So I'd go up to it, try and get ready, do a bit of chainsawing, you know, try and get the glory kill, try and just tear this brain open. And I just couldn't do it, and I went again and again and again, and it was like 40 minutes of just this one single section of load up, go to the arachnotron, get killed, not understand, run around in a circle, maybe survive for like 30 seconds whilst trying to get this arachnotron, and not being able to do it. And I kept pushing until it had been about an hour of just being killed by one arachnotron over and over and over again, before I just had to put the controller down and be like, I'm not good at Doom. I'm not good at Doom. It was more of a reality check than a break, I guess. But my brain was just like, dial-up noise going. Like, it was awful. It was awful. I hated it. I was like, wow, okay, wow.
Like, just imagining you sort of like rocking in the fetal position.
Oh,
I'm not good at Doom.
Awful.
I'm not good at Doom.
I was looking up stuff how to kill it. Everyone was killing it so easy because it's so early on. It's like one of the first like enemies that's not just a normal, one of the normal demons, and he's just there. The thing that got me is I think I'd start it off on hard because I was like, yeah, go on, I'm Nails, I can do this. And then I had to drop it down to like the medium level, and I was like, that's fine. You'd usually play on medium. You get ahead of yourself, got on hard, you'll get used to it, you'll level it back up. And then it got to the hour in, and I was like sitting there, as Rob says, doing my rocking, just coming to terms with not being good at Doom. And then I had to drop it down to easy, and I was like,
yeah.
I was like, no. What have I become? It was awful. It was really awful. It was brain breaking, but not the arachnotron, not the actual brain I was trying to break. Just my own.
Oh,
my earphone fell out then because I was shaking my head so much.
So furious.
Yeah.
Did you defeat it in the end?
I did, and I got no satisfaction from it because it had just hurt me so much at that point. When you kill something in a game, you're like, you took too much of my life from me. This doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, right,
yes,
good,
do
you're
I.
dead. I've got to fight another 500 of you throughout this game. Wonderful. Screw you, arachnotron.
So, I would like to think of myself as kind of a placid, easygoing gamer, I suppose. Like, not that I don't find things difficult or things don't irritate me or anything, but a time when I was broken emotionally was when I was playing Uncharted 4: Thief's End on Crushing. Crushing I did on my holiday away from work, and I could have picked any number of the encounters on Crushing as the one that broke me, because I had my moments in all of them, believe me, and I did some Rosie-like singing, I did some kind of like inward, very, very, very quiet fury, I did some very loud verbal fury, and gave my DualShock a good old squeeze.
Good old squeeze.
Good old squeeze, just to check it so it can withstand that kind of pressure. And it really can. But what actually broke me was a moment late in the game, but not an encounter at all. It's Chapter 19, Avery's Descent. Has everyone finished Uncharted 4?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Are you sure about that, Ashley? Well, it's not important because it's not a spoiler, but this particular... everyone else will be able to visualise it. Chapter 19, Avery's Descent, you're basically kind of trapped in the caves, in these dark caves, and you're trying to find your way out. You've been trapped. And there are these exploding mummies, basically. They're just like hanging mummified bodies, and they've been booby-trapped, and if you get too close to them, they explode. On Crushing mode, I wanted to die. I could honestly... I got to this point at about 10 o'clock at night. And you know that kind of thing where you get to a place and you're like, if I don't do this now, I will never do it. I will put it down. I will never play this again. I will never play this again. It's not even that level. It's a very specific room in that level, which I will describe. It's sort of like circular, and there's an exit at like 10 o'clock and an exit at like 2 o'clock. And you have to go to the 2 o'clock route. And there are like... the whole circular thing is just filled with these exploding mummies. And it was just impossible. Like, the radius... First of all, it's that very frustrating thing in games where they limit your speed. For some reason, in this cave, Nathan Drake decides he's just going to walk around. Like, no amount of holding L3 and shouting at him and pleading with him that he's going to die if he doesn't move quicker. Doesn't he want to live? No amount of that will make him move any quicker. He's walking and he's happy with that. I was not happy with that. That was very, very aggravating. I think maybe on Crushing mode, the like radius of the damage is expanded, and the radius at which it recognizes that you're near is increased. No, that it must be decreased. So you have to get very close to them to like trigger them, but then their radius is very, very big. And I in the grand scheme of things, I probably only spent half an hour of my actual life doing this one room. But when you consider it's one room that in a normal playthrough you'd get through in 20 seconds. Like, I went through every emotion. Like, I honestly could have cried. I didn't know what to do. I tried everything. I tried like running through it. I tried sneaking through it. I tried going left, going right. I tried like each individual mummy, like trying to set that one off and set a chain reaction. And I just couldn't figure it out, and I didn't know what to do. And I was at my wit's end. And I say that like I suddenly figured something out. I really didn't. It's just on one run, I managed to not be killed by an explosion. And I figured out that there was like, if you saw like a heat map of the area in your head, there was like, the whole thing was a very deep red, apart from this tiny circle, which was a slightly lighter shade of red, near the 10 o'clock exit. And I figured that if I just stood there, I could set them off, and the chain reaction would happen, and I wouldn't die. And it took me about half an hour to just, through trial and error, like narrow down this area that I could stand in. And it's like, I was doubting myself. I was like, no, I'm finding this so hard that either everybody else has found it the same amount of hard and no one's ever told me, or I'm the only person struggling with it. And I will tell everybody else, like, oh my god, that room on Crushing, and everyone will be like, what room? What are you talking about? The mummies? What? You struggled with the mummies? And I'm pretty sure it's that one. I don't know why, but it broke me. And when I finally got out of that room, there was no sense of achievement or relief or anything good. It was just, I just wanted to go to sleep, just a long sleep, and think about my choices. And I feel even now, if I think too hard about it, I can get back into that place, and that door is shut.
You have to do it.
It's been locked shut.
You have to capture it, Dave, for the video. Now.
Not do it. No, I'm sure.
Just submit
go on.
Some examples.
I can't go back.
Feels like we need, like, we could make a little album, like Rosie's remedies for stressful gaming situations or something like that.
I can get the Leon Kennedy one in there as well from Resi 2 when I was going, the name is Leon Kennedy, my favourite ice cream strawberry. That was what I said a lot for Resi 2.
Oh god. Well, if you'd like for Rosie to make an album of soothing tunes to help you get through stressful parts, let us know in the comments below.
I like this idea, but it does rely on the principle that the inside of Rosie's head works like everybody else's, which I'm just saying it might not be true. Let us know in the comments the games that broke you. Give us a like if you enjoyed seeing the Tuesday checklist back on your screen, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you're always up to date with all of our videos on everything PlayStation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
PlayStation